Alrighty, here's the video review for Transformers Generations Legends Class Wave 4. The first two waves were the little micro cassettes, and now the third wave was Prime and Bumblebee, and this one has Megatron and Starscream. This is Megatron and Chop Shop, his little partner here. And they're just neat little figures. Megatron, I'm starting off with Megatron over Starscream, because I think, honestly, Megatron of the four classic Generations Legends guys of Optimus, Megatron, Starscream, and Bumblebee is the weakest of the four. That's not to say there's not some neat stuff going on with him. I just think overall he's the weakest. He does have a neat little Minicon guy. But he's a tank. You see, and one of the first things you'll notice is that nothing really matches. There's a gray down here, and then a lighter gray up here, which in and of itself is not horrible, but it looks like they tried to match the gray down here on his forearms, but because it's kind of a dark brown plastic, it gives the gray up here almost a kind of slightly pinkish tint. And as such, it doesn't end up matching either this or this. So it's a little weird. But design-wise, it's a kind of neat little tank. The turret does rotate. It rotates a little bit behind the center, so it looks a little weird. But it doesn't. It's not as far off a center as, say, like Blitzwings. So yeah, but he does have a rotating turret. And it's on a spring. You can't see it right now because these pieces are under it, but during transformation, I'll show you, it actually springs out from his chest when you transform him. Now, there's Chop Shop, and for this mode, to turn him into Chop Shop into a robot, you pretty much just kind of stand him up and split his legs a little bit. He's got some posability in his arms, and that's about it. A neat little figure. To turn him into the weapon mode, you can, if you wish, turn him into like his robot mode weapon, which is kind of a bladed shield, just by pulling the peg out, opening him up, and pegging him in right here. And that works. How it's supposed to be in vehicle mode, though, is you take the arms, lift them up, and then split the legs, and this part, they're connected together here. Just open this all the way up, like that, and then fold the peg down, and then there's a couple little slots in here that peg onto the front of the tank, so he kind of becomes a cow catcher weapon for Megatron in tank mode. It's a little over big, and being an incredibly different color from Megatron, being a bright red, it really kind of sticks out. But there you go. There's the official vehicle mode, weapon mode for Chop Shop. So we'll turn him back into a robot, and we'll stand him over here while we transform Megatron. And Megatron's transformation is quite easy. You just split open the legs like this, fold them up in half like this, or up like that, and then around like that. There's a couple little hinges there to form the legs. Now you'll notice you'd have to, on this side, you have to flip the foot down. He did come missing his foot over here. That came in package. It's a retail release version of the figure, but because of the way he's packaged, you can't see his feet. The cardboard kind of comes up here, and it was missing in the package. I looked all over the floor thinking maybe it had popped out when I was popping him out of the blister shell, but no. I've already got replacement parts on the way. Customer service was very nice to send me one, so send me some replacement parts, so thank you. But yeah, so I should have a foot soon. The foot should be coming with my Transformers Go Samurai team, which hopefully will be released. I know they released it early this weekend at the Tokyo show, and some people have them in hand. Like, I should hopefully have them within a week or two. So I have the foot coming, and it doesn't structurally affect him in either mode. He can still stand up this way. He can still transform into a tank, obviously, but it's a little annoying to not have the foot. So anyway, like I said, this piece is on a spring. This is where the turret rotates, and it, like I said, it springs out. And so you just push that in, and then the arms come back and clip on, and that holds the chest/turret rotation piece in place. And then rotate his hands up, and the forearms up, and then his cannon here is on a ball joint, rotates out to the side, so he's got his arm cannon. And you can flip that up if you want. You can store it up when he's not using it if you choose. But it's up to you. But it does have a little. You can have it flip up so he's holding it like a gun, and you can rotate out to the side like the arm cannon, like his traditional arm cannon. He does have giant fists just due to his transformation. So he's got giant hands, but other than that, he's not horrible. His head actually does rotate, which is. I guess Prime's does too, but you don't usually see that on figures this small, but he does have a rotating head. And Chop Shop, again, like I mentioned, if you want to... I like having him as a little robot, but you can plug this in open this up a little bit to make a shield, and it does plug in on his arm over here. So yeah. As a quick comparison, here he is with Optimus Prime. He's actually a little shorter than Optimus. I don't know how I feel about that. I like him to at least be the same height, if not Megatron being a little taller. But as it happens, he is a little smaller than Optimus Prime. So yeah, we'll do a size comparison with Starscream in Starscream's video. But there is Megatron. He should have another foot over here. Like I said, but that's on the way. But all in all, he's neat. I think he's the weakest of the four, which is not really condemning him. He's still a decent figure, but he is, I think, the weakest of the four of them. But yeah, there is Generations Megatron.